All right, peoples, the NFL Aficionado Fiend here, ready to go over Week 5 top 6 lists for the quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, kicker, defense, and then review my sneak picks for the week and kind of go over it. So for fantasy football, remember, I take my standard scoring straight from ESPN. That's how I rank the people and the individuals based on the list, and then this is an overall compilation of the top 6 players over the top 5 lists I review and kind of look at when I'm setting my fantasy football lineup. So without further ado, we'll move into the quarterbacks. So Mr. Josh Allen delivered a stinker of a game. He did finish with 19.42 points, which was good for 13th overall. But I think we were all expecting much bigger things from Mr. Allen on Sunday night against at home, the whiteout game. So anyways, don't really need to get into that. Terrible pick he threw in the second half. Just don't know what he was thinking. Sugar High Josh was back this game. So moving on, Jalen Hurts was the number 2 guy. He finished with 19.5 points, which was a tick better than the guy who was rated number 1 for Week 5. So finished 12th overall for the deal. Patrick Mahomes, man, what a game he had. He finished with 26.72 points, which was good enough for a 4th place finish this week in fantasy football. Couldn't deliver the win, but definitely probably delivered a few fantasy victories with that high number. I think that's his highest. Last week was the highest number, but still, he did very well yesterday. So moving on, Justin Fields finished with 25.92. Good enough for a QB7 finish this week. A lot of garbage time yards after Dallas had kind of put the game away, and so the Jets started scoring garbage touchdowns. But hey, in fantasy football, we don't care if it's when the game's on the line or it's garbage time points. It all matters the same when the final score goes up. In fact, that's cost me a win this week in my Yahoo League, so I'm no longer undefeated in my Yahoo League. But anyways, Justin Fields, QB7 this week with 25.92 points. Mr. Jaden Daniels coming back from 2 weeks of missing with an injury. Definitely can see it. Definitely affected his game and how he plays. He got 17.14 points, which was good enough for a QB 16 finish. Again, I think teams have started to figure him out. I think the knee injury has taken away his playmaking ability. He doesn't trust it right now. He's got the knee brace on. But teams have figured him out, and they're starting to kind of, okay, we're going to make you beat us with the pass. Chargers absolutely shot an egg in that game, so really looked like it was going to go the other way. But again, congratulations, Jaden Daniels, on your first victory coming back off injury this year. So way to go. Last but not least is the guy who laid the egg, Mr. Justin Herbert. He finished for QB 23 overall with a measly 14.64 points. He's another reason why I lost. I started him in my Yahoo League, and man, what a dud he was. Started off like a gangbuster, ran the big play, threw the touchdown, looked like it was just going to go nuts, and then, dude, they just don't know what the heck happened to him, but big old goose egg. So Mr. Herbert definitely cost some people some victory this week in fantasy football. So moving on to the running backs, Mr. Jonathan Taylor ranked number 1 going into Week 5, finished number 2 overall with a 31.6 average. I mean, absolute beast. Scored 3 touchdowns plus a 2-point conversion. So those of you that started him, absolutely killer. He actually is the reason I won in my Dynasty League that I play in. He was the absolute sole reason why, because he had such a dominant performance. So finishes number 2 overall. Moving on. Mr. Christian Old Man McCaffrey still getting it done. 27.9 points. QB 4 finish last week. I mean, absolutely critical. Getting it all done for the 49ers, so absolutely love him. Those of you that had the faith to draft him, or I should say had the guts to draft that man, are definitely being rewarded early in the season in fantasy football with him. I know a guy that was playing somebody who had Puka Nacua and Christian McCaffrey, and I said, bro, you started out so far in the hole, I don't think you can come back. So anyways, McCaffrey, number 4 overall. Moving on, Gibbs, played a pretty good game. Really, they put it away, and David Montgomery seems to be the guy getting the garbage time carries which is what cost me, because they kept feeding the ball to Montgomery to run out the clock, and he just kept tacking on little BS points. So anyways, but Gibbs, 16.7 for an RB13 finish in week 5. Not bad, but not great. You know, we expect more from Gibbs. Those that drafted him high up there we definitely want more. Devon A-Chain actually had a pretty good performance. You know, got you on RB14 finish with 16.6 points, so not too bad. You know, 15 is definitely not bad if you're in a 10 team league with 2 starting running backs plus a flex player. A-Chain definitely delivered for you, especially if you played him as a flex instead of a starter running back. But he definitely would have helped you out this week. Number 5 on the list was a guy who the offensive coordinator didn't know how to call the game for him, and his team gave away the ball 3 times on him. So really, he was kind of left out of the game plan. As amazing as it was, James Cook, he finished so low, I don't even care where he ranked. But he got you 4.9 points, which was absolute garbage after he'd just been steamrolling teams. And then for some reason, Joe Brady decides that he doesn't need to carry the ball this game. We're going to chuck it all over the field and call stupid flea flickers and all this dumb stuff that we were doing. Jet sweeps to tight ends who don't even run the ball that often. I mean, anyways, enough about that. James Cook, 4.9 points. I didn't even care where he finished. Last but not least, we had Saquon Barkley. Again, not bad, almost a top 10 finish. He actually finished at RB11, 17.8 points. There was some talk about him getting shut out in the second half, not really carrying the ball and stuff like that, but I truly believe we're just seeing a carryover from last year with almost 500 touches. He just ain't the same guy. He ain't got the burst. He ain't got what he needs to do to get done when he needs to get done. So love the guy. I think he's an absolute stud. But again, man, just 500 touches in the season. Anything above 400, it just starts to show on you in the following season. Remember, you average a 40% drop off your year's previous production across the board, and no one has been immune to it. Even the great Derrick Henry, when he had his 2,000-yard season, broke his foot the next year. I think he only went for just under 1,000 yards. Was on his way, I think, to a 2,000-yard season, but didn't happen. Like I said, broke his foot. So anyways, moving on. Wide receivers, Puka Nacua was the number 1 rated guy. He gave you a number 5, a wide receiver 5, finished with 24.2 points. Amazing. The guy's an absolute stud. Keep rocking him. I think he had 10 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown. He seems well on his way to breaking the NFL reception record. I think he fell behind on the yardage record a little bit, but the reception deal, he's definitely well on his way to that. So yeah, those of you that drafted him, you're doing very well, and good job with picking him up. So number 2, Mr. Amon St. Brown, didn't have a monster game, but still got you 18 points. Really, it's really tight in the wide receiver deal. 18 points only got him a wide receiver 15 finish overall, which is amazing, being he got almost to double deuce points. So number 3, Mr. Jackson Nigma-Smith, man, played a lights out game. Almost helped the Seahawks pull off the victory against the Bucs, but unfortunately, Bake Show got him. He finished with a wide receiver 3 finish with 27.2 points. So those of you that drafted him, hey, you're feeling the rewards right now. Then we move on to the guy who finished number 4 in the predictions, Mr. Justin Jefferson. Hey, almost a top 10 finish, especially with that garbage offensive line and that retread quarterback he's got going out there. Got you 19.3 points for a wide receiver 11 finish. So that's Mr. Justin Jefferson. Number 5 was Garrett Wilson. He actually almost got a top 10 as well. He finished at a wide receiver 12 with 19.1. A lot of that was in garbage after the Cowboys put the game away. But remember, in fantasy football, we don't care about garbage or real, actual when it counts versus garbage time. At the end of the day, who's got more points on the board, and get all them free garbage time yards you can. Then moving on, Mr. Nico Collins. He was number 6, remember, before the week. He finished at wide receiver 18 this week. Got you 16 points even, so not bad. I mean, I'll take 16 points. Remember, start two wide receivers in a flex position. Most of us do. He finished in the top 20. Can't argue with that. Wish he got more, though, against that trash Baltimore defense, especially with them putting up 44 points. But hey, a blowout's a blowout, and Nico will take the win, and we'll take the 16 points he gave us in that game. Moving on to tight ends, Mr. Trey McBride, again, I think he's riding that Cardinal just downtrodden wagon. Number one, but unfortunately gave you a number 20 finish when you actually counted up the points. 9.1 is what garbage he got. So don't know what to say. He's getting hard to start and play consistently because you just don't know what you're going to get out of him. But because the tight end position is so bad, you're kind of stuck with him because I don't know who your backup is, but he's probably not very good. And then moving on, Mr. Jake Ferguson, number 2 to start the week and finishes the number 2 tight end. Got you 23.9 points, so absolute explosion from him. Really, that offense is clicking out there in Dallas, and we know Dak likes some. Pickens seems to be picking it up, so I'm really worried when CeeDee Lamb comes back how good that passing offense is going to be because they really seem to are starting to fire, and now you're going to put an all-pro CeeDee Lamb back in the mix. Curious how that affects the targets for everybody, but I think Dak is having an MVP season, which if you looked at his predictions and the way his career has kind of gone, major injury, career year, major injury, career year, major injury, career year. What did he have last year? A major injury. What's he having this year? A career year. So definitely everybody's happy in Dallas right now. It's all smiles and roses. We tied the pack. We stomped the Jets, an away game. So we're feeling real good. Daddy Jerry's happy. Good job on that. Moving on, Mr. Brock Bowers. He was still scheduled to try to play when I made the video last week, so he came out at number 3. But then lo and behold, when we actually get to game day, big goose egg, dealing with some kind of bone bruise, PLC injury. I guess he's been fighting it all year. Pretty much the doc said it ain't going to heal unless you rest it. Brock was refusing to sit. He wanted to play. Finally, the team said, nope, we need to shut you down. We're getting blown out. There's no reason to waste your talent. Let you heal and then see what happens. If we start winning, we can start talking about coming back. But we need to save you for the long term, not just go out there and die on our sword like you've been doing. So, Mr. Brock Bowers, and I will say with the way I'm reading it, he's probably going to be out a couple weeks because PCL, knee injury, you need to get that stuff fixed before it becomes something bigger. So he'll probably be out next week as well. Tyler Warren is an absolute stud. This guy's been a beast. He got you a tight end 11 finish this week. He was number 4 on the list this week for the predictions. Finished at 11 with 14.4. Wish it had been higher, but when you got Jonathan Taylor running all over the field, hard to throw the ball when you got that dude beasting behind you. So, but still respectable. And I think Tyler Warren is going to be for those of you that have him in Dynasty, I think you have an absolute stud. And for the next, at least 5 years, barring injury, you're going to have an absolute rocker. And because of the way he plays, I'm just a little worried because he plays violently, but at least 5 years, maybe in the 5 to 10 range, you've got an absolute stud. That man is a beast. Yes. And then number 5, my man, Sam Laporta, actually gave me a hell of a game, kept me around. He's one of the reasons why I was so close. But he got you 20.2 points for tight end 4 finish. So for those of us that had Sam Laporta and we're getting ready to kick his ass out to the curb, he came roaring back and had us reward our faith for continuing to believe in him. Really, it's just there's so many bad tight ends in fantasy football that you kind of have to stick with what you got. So anything you got in the top 5 guys, you stick with them. So, but Sam Laporta, ranked 5 on the list, finished at tight end 4, 20.2 points. And then last but not least, number 6, Mr. Hunter Henry, basically got you 6.6. Garbage, didn't even care where he finished because anything in single digits that low just ain't worry about where you ranked at because they didn't have a good game or they weren't a big part of the offense, a big part of the game plan. So, anyways, I did watch the game. They tried to give him the ball a couple of times, but it just didn't seem to be clicking. And really, that was the Stephon Diggs show in Buffalo. He came out and made that game personal against the Bills. So, hey, Diggs 2-0. We'll give it to you, baby. So, anyways, moving on. Kickers. Really, all the kickers were terrible this week. Only one finished in the top 10. That was Mr. Prater. But Aubrey, kicker 13, got you 7. Those of you with the Colts kicker Schrader, Unfortunately, he injured his knee. He's out on IR. He's going to miss the rest of the season. He only got you 2 points, but he obviously would have got you more had he not gotten injured. But you're on the waiver wire. You're looking for a replacement for him. Going to be tough because he was going to get you some points this year. So hate that Schrader is now out on IR for the year. So then Mr. Cameron Dicker, he's part of that meltdown with the Chargers. He finished as kicker 16 with 6 points. You moved on to Bates. Again, Bates played in a high-scoring game, but they were scoring touchdowns, not really kicking field goals. So he got you 5 points, finished at kicker 17 after being ranked 4th overall for the week. Then we moved, like I said, to the guy who actually finished in the top 10, Prater for the Bills. Prater for the Bills. He finished at kicker number 8 for the week and got you 9 points. And then Buckner, he was number 6 rated. Don't even know where he ended up. Got you 4 points overall. So way down on the bottom of the list for that one. Then we're moving on to defenses. The Vikings, they were ranked number 1. They finished at 16 with 3 points. The Lions were number 2. They finished at defense 5, got you 10 points. The Cardinals, they were number 3. They finished at defense 11, got you 6 points. The Browns, they were rated number 4, got you an 8 finish with 7 points. The Colts actually did very well. They were rated number 5, but they finished at number 2 and got you 16. And then the Seahawks laid an absolute egg against Tampa, and they finished tied at the very bottom with a -5 points. So anybody started the Seattle defense, boy, they ended up hurting you and might have cost you a victory because, like I said, in my fantasy league, my Yahoo fantasy league, I lost by 2.3 points. And actually, I think if Trevor Lawrence had scored that touchdown he fumbled on, the defense would have got negative points, and I probably would have come out and won that game. So, anyways, but moving on, my sneak picks I didn't do so great at. Drake May got you 12.2. Jackson Dart got you 15.8. Bo Nix got you 17.88. Not too shabby. Definitely Nix was up there. Looks like he would have finished somewhere around 15 or so. But the other two guys, man, sorry, I didn't hit on nothing. My running back sneak picks I absolutely just fell out on. Etienne got you 8.8. Derrick Henry got you 6. And then, RJ Harvey got you 6, and then Justice Hill got you 2.2. So we know the Ravens are a mess right now, but absolutely struck out on the running back picks, sneak picks this week. Wide receivers, I said Jalen Waddle number 1 is my sneak. He got you 23 points, so excellent finish for him. Marvin Harrison Jr. kind of started to show back up. Did a 13.8. Not fantastic, but for him, that's an all-star game. So, anyways, and then Khalil Shakir, thought he was going to continue to build on his big games he's been having. Seemed to be the trusted receiver that Josh was moving to, and he only got you 11 points. So to me, I hit on Jalen Waddle, but struck out on the other two because I'm really looking for 15 points or better from a wide receiver, especially as a sneak pick. Anything over 20 points, man, that's a home run out the park. Kickers, Will Lutz got you 9. Cameron Little got you 9. So not too shabby there. Would have beat everybody but Prater on the list for actual who was predicted, in the top 6. And then if you started this guy, you got a good one. Fairborn for Houston got you 18 points, man. Absolute stud in that blowout they had against the Baltimore Ravens. So, yeah, Fairborn definitely got some people some victories this week if you had the guts to go with him. Defense, Texans got you 12 points. Jags had a nice pick 6, but unfortunately they gave up a lot of points as well. So they ended up yards and points, so they only got 2 points. So hit on the Texans with a 12-point deal, but I won't take acceptance for the Jags for their deal because, again, they got you 2 measly points. So that's the recap for fantasy football this week in Week 5. Hopefully you guys did very well. In my Yahoo league, basically James Cook, Keon Coleman choked it away for me. And actually Justin Herbert as well choked it away for me. Those 3 guys absolutely killed me. But I only lost by 2.5 points, so it was my first loss of the season. I'm now ranked, I think, 2nd in my league based on win-losses and stuff. And then in my Dynasty League, I managed to get the victory. Jamar Chase coming through, Jonathan Taylor coming through, doing their thing. Really helped me secure the victory. So in my Dynasty League, I'm 3-2 right now. defending Super Bowl champ in that league, so trying to get back and defend the title. Working on it very hard, but man, my wide receivers are just killing me right now. So when I started the season on my dynasty league, I had Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, and Rashid Rice. And so, yeah, so Rice I knew was going to have some deals, but, I mean, that's the 3 top receivers in the league. Chase loses, what's his name? Jefferson, we weren't sure about quarterback, but he goes out, and then you get Carson Wentz. Might be a blessing in disguise. And then CeeDee Lamb hurts the ankle, and boop, he's out for a little bit of time. So, yeah, but I do have Jonathan Taylor as my running back. Absolute stud. Looks like he's getting ready to repeat, I think, his 2021 performance when he went for 1,800 yards and double-digit touchdowns. So, he's on an absolute roll. He stays healthy. He's definitely going to be looking for an RB1 spot at the end of the season. Yeah, so anyway, so we'll see if we can't get better. Next week, we'll do the video. We'll obviously release the video on Thursday as quick as we can before the game comes out. Like I said, I like to do the videos on the prediction videos and the fantasy football videos on Thursday to give as much time to get as much information as I can before the games kick off, to give you as accurate as I can. So let me know how your teams did. Did you win? Did you lose? Did you sit anybody on the bench? Did you misplay your hand? Did you leave a victory on the bench with how you ran your team? And who you're looking at in the waiver wires, maybe who you're thinking about picking up. Are you thinking about doing some trades? We are 5 weeks into the fantasy season, so we're not that, before you know it, we're going to turn around and it's going to be playoff time. I mean, heck, it's already October. It's already middle of October, basically, being the 7th right now. So we're through the first week of October, man. I tell you, football season, we love it, but it takes so long to get here, and we go through it so fast. So anyways, all right, peeps, another video. Appreciate you taking the time to watch. Let me know what you think below. Give me your comments. Let's have a little chat, and stay safe out there. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye.